Hi, this is Martha Thornburg, Digital Literacy Specialist for the Mount Vernon School District, and today we're going to be looking at the Chrome browser. Chrome browser is my personal choice for internet browsers, but also it is the recommended browser if you're using Google Apps for Education. Because it is a Google product, it interfaces really nicely with your Google Apps for Education tools, and it is the one that works best with those tools. Everybody has their own preference about browsers, but when using Google Apps for Education, Chrome is the best browser to use. Personally, I think Chrome is the best browser to use for lots of things, but that being said, just thinking non-biasly, Chrome is the best browser to use when you're using Google Apps for Education tools. And there are things that you can do in Chrome with Google Apps for Education that you can't do if you're using another browser. So we're going to take a look at Chrome browser, and I hope that everybody will take a little bit of time to get to know their Chrome browser and start using it. So what makes Chrome rock? Lots of great things about Chrome, and we're going to take a look at some of them. So one thing about Chrome is that it updates automatically. And so you don't have to worry about having admin rights or anything like that. Chrome just automatically updates in the background to the latest version. So you're always up to date, which is a really nice thing. One little caveat to that: during testing time, our network administrator can stop the updates during testing so that it's the same all the way through testing. But beyond that, it's usually just turned on and updating as you go. Another nice thing is you can have multiple Google accounts, and that's probably one of my favorite things. You'll notice up here in the top, I have a little tab, and I can tab. If I click on here, I can actually switch person and switch to another one of my accounts. So I can go from my personal account here to my school account, and I also have a student demo account. At home, I also have, like my husband's account is on there. So he can have all his bookmarks set up the way he wants them and his extensions, and all he has to do is click on the tab, switch person, and all of his stuff is there. So that's very handy. And the way to do that is if you're in Chrome and you click on what some people call the hamburger. This is the waffle and this is the hamburger. I guess somebody was hungry. So if you click on this, you'll see down here settings. And if I click on settings, there's a lot of great information here and ways that you can customize your Chrome account. You'll notice I'm signed in here. That's one thing that you need to, that's where you sign in. But down here you'll see people. And here's where you can add people, which gives you the toggling. And I believe you can toggle up to 18 different accounts there. So a shared computer in a classroom, you could get quite a few students who have their accounts set up right there on their Chrome accounts. They'll still have to log in to their Google Drive and things like that just for security purposes. But you can toggle between these. So that's good to know. And the way to do that is you just click Add Person, pick one of these fun little characters to represent your person, and call it what you want. And then when you go to that tab, it's going to ask you to log in to whatever the account is. And then from then on, you can just toggle back and forth between these accounts. Very helpful, especially just if you've got a personal account and your school account, and you need to toggle between those two. Okay, Chrome is the fastest browser, and fast is always good when we don't want a lot of wasted time waiting for things to load and things like that. So Chrome is the fastest browser. That's a good thing to know. To sign on to Chrome, as I said, I'm going to go back here. if I click on the hamburger and I go to settings, up here at the top, it will let me sign on, and I'm already signed on, so you can't see that there, but when I'm signed on to my account, I can sync all of my my accounts. So if I'm signed in Chrome on my school desktop, my home desktop, my iPad or Android tablet, my phone, any of those that I'm signed into the same Chrome account, I'll be able to see my same bookmarks that I've set up. I'll even be able to see my search history, so I can just jump from one to another, and so it's a really nice tab, a way to keep everything going from one to the other. The other thing about so that's signing into Chrome, which is different than signing into your Google account. This is signing into the browser so that you have the personal stuff saved on your browser. The other nice thing that you can do is you can choose what happens on startup. So you can just have it open with a new tab page, so it's just kind of a blank slate. Or you can have it continue where you left off, so the next time that you log in to Chrome, it just says, here's where you were last time, and it has the same tabs open, and you can just keep working. What I like to do is have a specific page, actually pages, that when I click on my Chrome to open it up, my Google Drive, my Facebook, my I don't know, my school account, they all open up right there for me. I mean, they all show up as tabs in the top, so then I can just start working. So there's different ways you can do that based on what your preferences are. So we talked about being able to sync your stuff. So if you click on Advanced Sync Settings here, you'll see that I can choose what I want to sync between my devices, and I can choose to sync some things, or I can just sync everything. So that would matter if you know, for your different things, how much space you have or how you use those different tools, whether or not you want to sync everything. But you can, so that's a cool thing to know. And again, that's in the, you go to the hamburger and then down to settings and then click on Advanced Sync Settings there once you've logged in. And they also have what's called incognito mode. So if I click over here again on settings, I can go to incognito mode. I've forgotten how to do that because I never do that. Okay, I got a little stumped there for a second. Incognito mode is turned off for our school, so you don't see incognito mode if you're in your school account, but if you go to your personal account and you click again on the hamburger, you'll see new incognito window. And basically what this does is it is a browser that is not, it's not keeping track of anything you do. So it will not save your search history or anything like that. So that would be good if you were looking for a birthday present for your husband, or it would also be good if there were a couple of people using the same account for some reason that were signed into your account, and you didn't want them messing with your browser history or something like that. But that does not work in our school account. It only works in your personal account, but it's a good thing to know. So that's incognito mode. Okay. Okay, and just to take a look at what you see in your Chrome browser. some different things. I've got my Chrome browser open to my apps tab. So I've got apps that I've added that can be used within Chrome browser, so I don't have to go look them up every time. They're right there for me, and I can just jump to them when I need them. And so that is the apps, or sometimes called the waffle, so you can get that. These things that you see down here, these are bookmarks, and in order to bookmark something when you're on a page, if you click the star here, it will bookmark that page. You can also bookmark, if you click the star here, you'll bookmark the page. These things up here, these are called extensions, and these are things that you can go to the web store and you can install on your computer. That's also where you get the apps, is at the web store. So if I go to the web store, I can get extensions, apps, themes, and I can choose by things that run offline, things that are by Google, things that are free, etc. And there's a lot of really great ones, and I'll do another one on apps and extensions that are helpful for teachers. But these apps, these extensions up here, they run right along in your Chrome account. So it's not like going to a web page. Just an example, this is a Pinterest one. So if I'm on a page that I want to pin in Pinterest, I just have to click that button here. This is a screenshot one here. This one right here, the two little lines, is called Dual Less, and that's actually what I'm doing here with two screens open at the same time. So there's some different extensions you can use that just add more functionality to your browser. So that's the apps and extensions. This up here, and mine is really small because I've got it divided between two screens, but this is called your Omnibox. And in most browsers, this is where you type in the URL, and you can do that here too, but you can also use it for many other things. You use it as a search bar, so you can search right in the the Omnibox. So just type in dogs or whatever. You don't have to put in a URL, and you'll come up with it. And I'll show you some other tips with the Omnibox later that are very helpful. So we've got our apps, we have our bookmarks, we have our extensions, we have our Omnibox here. We already know that if we click here, that takes us to all of our settings and a way to sign in to Chrome. Up here is where we toggle between accounts. These are tabs, and we'll take a look at tabs in a minute as well. Okay, in our Omnibox, there's all kinds of things you can do. As I said, you can search. So you just go up here and you type in dogs, and it pops right into information about dogs. Or I can do math in my Omnibox. So if I need to know real quickly what 93 times 897 is, and I click enter, it'll pop up with a calculator, and I can go to work on that. If I just want to pull up a calculator, if I just type in calculator, it'll pull up the calculator for me, and I can do my stuff there. That's really nice to know. Some other things you can do. So if you need a timer, so I can say timer 2 minutes, and it pops up with a timer, and it starts just going right there in my browser, and it'll actually chime when it gets to 2 minutes. So that's really nice. I can stop it if I want to. So that's the timer. Or if I want to know, like I've got a flight I need to get to, and I'm just guessing on a flight number here. So there's American Airlines, and it pops in the flight information just by typing in the flight information there. If I need to know, let's see, if I'm if I'm going to be traveling and I need to know how to do pesos to dollars, and I get a converter right there. Lots of nice things. Or a time zone, so maybe I need to know time in Denver, and it tells me the current time in Denver. So there's a lot of nice things that you can do right in your Omnibar. Another cool thing that you can do, and I'm going to actually expand this so you can see this a little bit better, you can set up different search engines within your Chrome account. So I often am looking for things that I put in my Google Drive. So if I just type in GD and then click tab, it lets me search right in my Google Drive for something. So now I'm right in my Google Drive, right from my Omnibar. It popped me right in and brought me to my address list. Or YouTube, YT, and I can search for a YouTube video. Or Pinterest. Jump out of there. So if I want to search for something in Pinterest, I just hit that and it'll take me there. So the way to do that is if you go into your settings, so go to the hamburger and then to settings, and then if you go down here to the search and then manage search engines, and then you've got your default here, but then down here you've got other search engines, and these are just places I go that have searches in them. But so if it's not already there, but you'll see, like, I go to Yelp, so what I did here is I clicked on Yelp and I changed that to a shortcut, which is YP. So when I type in YP and then tab, it takes me to the search engine for Yelp. So that's how you do that. See if I can get back to my, there we go. So the Omnibar is just full of functions. It's really good to know. You can also add calendar events in your Omnibox. So if you type in the time, the place. So if I type in calendar and then say dentist appointment Monday at 9 a.m. and then it will actually pop into my calendar. So that's a good thing to know. I'm going to jump past this. And I'm going to just show you some things with tabs. So one thing I have set up in mine is if I'm going to click here, this is going to totally mess things up probably. So in my tabs, these are tabs, and as I said, you can set it up so you have several different tabs going at the same time. To add a tab, I just click on the little tab nubbin right beside it here and I can go to a new page. So if I wanted to go to Pinterest, so now I have my Pinterest tab open, and then if I wanted to go to Google Drive, CNN. So I can add as many tabs as I want. Obviously, if you add too many tabs, it gets a little crazy. So you want to be able to manage your tabs. The other thing that you can do with your tabs is I can take my tabs and I can move them around to make them make more sense to me. I can also if I click on one of the tabs, so I just clicked on the tab, right clicked on the tab, I get some options. So I can pin the tab. So if I want this tab to stay there, even if I get rid of all my other tabs, I can pin it, and it just pins over here to the side so I can keep going back to it if I need to. The other things I can do is, if I've got several different tabs open and I just want to clear them out, I can close all other tabs, or I can close tabs to the right. So if I've just gotten kind of out of control, I can just click close tabs to the right and those other tabs go away. I can also, and this is a really nice feature, is if I have a set of tabs that I'm using for researching a project or something like that, so maybe I'm on history.com, and I don't know, Wikipedia, and CNN. So when I get through here, if I like these tabs set up just the way they are, if I right click, I can bookmark all tabs. So then I can have a bookmark that is set up with those particular tabs in it. So when I click on that bookmark, all of those tabs open. All right. So that's telling a little bit about the bookmarks that I just talked about. Here's another really great little tip for working with tabs. So let's say I'm going to, I don't know, let's go to Mount Vernon Schools page. Schools.org. Oops. Up pops that page, and then I accidentally X out of that page, and then I'm thinking, oh, I need to find that page again. If I right click, I can go to reopen closed tab, and that tab will come back up. So that's a really nice feature. So if you get out of something and then you need to get back into it, you can go to reopen closed tab, and the last tab that you were in will pop up again. Lots of great bookmark functions. The other thing is, so your bookmarks up here, you can tidy them up a bit. Mine aren't very tidy right now. You can't see them very well because of the size here. But you can change those. If I right click on one, I can edit those, and I can change the title. And if it's something that has a favicon like Facebook or Flickr or Google Plus, you can actually take away the name, and so all that shows up is the favicon, and that's really handy just to save space on that bookmark section. So I can show you what that looks like by making this bigger. And you'll see here, for some reason it's not working on this one, but we'll switch to another view so you can see it. You'll see here I've got my my Flickr and my Facebook and my Google Plus, Google Keep, any of them that work that way. I've changed it to just a favicon so that they show up. So if I right click on that, you'll see that's what that looks like. The name is gone, but the address is there. Okay. Uh-oh, how did I do that? All right. So I need to just get out of there. I didn't need to be there. And come here. All right. Almost done here. Lots to see and do in the Chrome bar. So just click on these tips and tricks. A few things to know. So you can create a shortcut to your favorite Chrome apps by clicking on the app, and then it will pop into your navigation bar down here. So if you want your drive to show up down here or something like that, you can do that. Also, if you've got, like, sometimes I listen to Pandora, but it will say up there in the tab, if you're listening to Pandora, it will actually show you an icon that shows that you're listening to music or something on there, and you can click on that to mute that if you need to. And a few other tricks. So as we've said, Chrome is great for bouncing from one device to another. But if you're using Chrome on a shared computer, what you can do, if I can make this work right, is you can go to your Gmail account. So if I go to my my Gmail, lots of ways to do that here. And then down here at the bottom where it says last account activity, if I click details there, it shows me which browsers I'm on, and I can sign out of other web sessions. So if I forget to sign out of a shared computer, I can go to my Gmail, go to last account activity, click on details, and then I can sign out of the other web sessions. So I'm no longer signed on other computers. That's a good thing to know. And getting close to the end here, we talked about creating shortcuts. So if there's any web page that you have, you can actually just drag that web page. See, I'll show you here. Hard to do at the moment because so I can actually just take one of these, if I find a web page that I want to have on my desktop, I just go to my Omnibar when I'm on that web page, and I drag it over to my desktop, and now I have a link to that right on my desktop. Okay. And for zooming, I do a lot of zooming. You can do Control plus to make it bigger. I use that a lot, and the other way I do it is not as convenient as that, but this is the way I do it. I can go in here and I can zoom from here. Okay, and I made that bigger. And then the last thing that I wanted to share, so thank you for listening and learning along with me on Google Chrome, is the slides that I was using on my left side were created by Brandy Kane Hurd, another Google education trainer, and I appreciate her help with that. Didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but I wanted to share some great ideas about using the Chrome browser, and I hope you'll give it a try and see all the fun and efficient functions that you can use using your Chrome browser.